Good evening, this is Green Long Girl, and today I'm going to review My Time at Portia. This is a farming game, but it has an interesting twist. Instead of actual farming, you build stuff. And it all starts when your dad, who apparently you don't really know that much about, leaves you his old workshop in a place you've never been to, and he left for some reason. We don't know that much about him or the player's mom, especially at the beginning, except the player just comes to, well, Portia. Oh yeah, and this is a post-apocalyptic world. Oh. And apparently I can't do this in a new character. Yeah, you can pick up.
Hi. I'm learning more and more about. Goodbye.
Yeah, instead of actual farming, which you can actually do, this is what this is. You build stuff. Now let me see what I need for this. So yeah, you take over your dad's workshop, and you start to work on building a reputation. Actually, that probably was not enough for that, but you get your license. You need a builder's license. You gather resources, or in some cases buy them. With some you are able to buy them, but some of them you have to find them. Oh yeah, and here's your rival. Veteran builder, you cannot befriend him.
My workshop will always be...
He'll always say that, even when you beat him. You know, you take jobs from the board, you complete them, and most of them you'll turn into the citizens of Portia. And if they're for a larger city, you turn them into Antonio. And yes, he does have a crush on one of the doctor in town. But you can actually marry him. I'm not saying it'd be a happy relationship because most of the characters in this game, they're kind of one-sided. I mean, and as you probably already noticed, sometimes you'll get a voice with a character. Well, like a character will actually speak. Other times you have to read what.
Heard of the story about the dancing robot?
Read.
Several years ago in Ethia,
And
brought into town. The robot had only.
And for the most part, there's a limit to what they say.
Minister Lee did not look happy today. He probably had another argument with the people at the research center.
Yeah. I mean, this game is fun. to a point. After a while, well, a lot of it is based on building, and part of the building, you actually involves processing materials, and this takes time. So you gather materials to be processed or blended together, or to make materials, and you wait. And while you wait, you can run about town, make more materials, battle monsters, well, battle creatures, go into mines, go into dungeons. And the bigger projects do improve the town. But after a certain point, it does get kind of redundant. I mean, like I said, the townspeople themselves, they're not... They are pretty one-sided. They're not really fully developed as characters go. My other issue is this game it still has a lot of glitches and bugs in it. And while these bugs aren't really game breaking to a point, well, they're not what I call game breaking, but they can be annoying. I was in their martial arts tournament. I actually made it to the final round, except before I could enter the ring, I got blocked from going in, and I lost because I couldn't fight because I couldn't get in the ring. So yeah, that was very disappointing. Another glitch I found happens, and this might just be my game or my version of the game, is during their version of Halloween, I actually could not move my character, so she had to faint at 3 a.m. and wake up in her bed. And while in my time in Portia does not really, there's not, well, automatically you get thrown back to your bed at 3 a.m. and then it skips to 7 a.m. But, you know, and there is no consequence. I mean, in other games I've played, you don't have as much energy.
Hi. Goodbye.
I mean, in Rune Factory, you can actually wake up with a cold. and that will use up more of your energy and health points. Okay, where'd he go? And I think that's something I would like to see in the sequel that's coming out. Is some kind of repercussion for staying out all night. Now, admittedly, I have played a farming game in which, you know, they did not kick you back to your bed after a certain point, or give you any type of repercussion other than, you know, if you just keep on playing and keep on playing, you will run out of energy. That is the only kicker. So you still end up having to go to bed.
Hi. I worked hard for this. Bye.
The beverages here are all brewed by the...
Also, all you have, well, and this is actually most farming games anyway, all you have to do is talk to people and you can slowly become their friend.
Hi. Do you see anything you like? All my... Bye.
Now, the other thing that does bother me is the loading screens. I mean, although it does have some nice art on them, let me see if I can go to one of the mines and see, and you get an idea. Is although it has some interesting tips or facts for later, well, facts, I actually would like to see more. Well, that as you go, the screens change, because you can actually...
The safety of Portia is my... Goodbye.
Well, because you can actually have the same loading... Well, it's going to come up multiple times before it's relevant, and even long after it's relevant. Particularly when it comes to ACK. ACK is an AI you actually don't get until after your first real dungeon, but you'll keep seeing, which by then you have to have gone through 2 mines. Well, you have access to at least 2 of the mines. And, you know, have mostly completed one of the dungeons, and, oh yeah, defeated a rat prince. Yeah, when I said post-apocalyptic world, I mean post-apocalyptic world. Yeah, and also going to that, you do have the Research Center and the Church of Light as kind of opposite views of technology. And a lot of what you build is technology. And you gain data disks by mining. And you trade them in for the Research Center to, you know, use them for the research. Whereas you can turn them into, and you get blueprints for new items. And trust me, you want to keep them working as much as you can. Because it does take a while for them to process the disk and find what they want to use them for. Whereas the Church of Light, they really frown upon technology, and you know, they butt heads with the research center, particularly Merlin and Minister Lee. And oh yeah, the research center is completely staffed by women. And you even have a girl in town who wants to be a part of the research center when she's older. Whereas you do have a boy who wants to be an adventurer and possibly join the Civil Corps when he's older. Of course, his mom's really worried about him, but yeah, this is definitely one of the, well, it's a game I have a hard time reviewing because I want to be able to recommend it, but you know, for every positive about it, I still have these glaring issues, so I can't really rank it that high. It is fun to play, although it can get monotonous, and it does have glitches. You know, and you don't really get that much punch in as far as consequences goes in the game. And it is nice, but on one hand, it is nice seeing the town be rebuilt or built up. And on the other hand, it does have, I mean, it actually even has some missions that are, you know, impossible to complete. Like, they were left in the game, and I'm not sure why. I mean, it just feels unpolished, unfinished. But I am interested to see what they have in store for my time at Sandrock. I have to give this a solid 6. I mean, the game, I mean, it's fun, it's interesting, but it's far from perfect. And I think if they just gave it a little bit more time and a little bit more refinement, it really could have been a masterpiece, like going up there with most of the Harvest Moon and Rune Factory series. Which, I'm gonna say, if you want to play a farming game, I would say go with Rune Factory. But then again, that one also has a bunch of dungeons, and I really love the anime aesthetic of that. But that's a story for another day. So, have you played my time at Portia? Do you agree with my opinions? And is this a game you consider playing? And what do you think? You know, leave me a comment below, give me a like, and I'll see you next time.